After making the rare visit, the Russian Navy vessels have now left the Cuban capital of Havana. As per sources, the Russian Navy frigate and a nuclear-powered submarine arrived in Havana harbor last week, just hours after the US announced a fast attack submarine had docked at its Guantanamo naval base.
Now, the confluence of Russian, Canadian and US vessels in Cuba, a communist-run island nation located just 90 miles south of Florida, was a reminder of Cold War tensions. But both the United States and Cuba said that the warship spot over posed no threat. The visit, however, was widely seen as a Russian show of force amid continued high tensions over the war in Ukraine. As the flotilla of the Russian Navy vessels left the port, locals gathered to witness the scene and bid Moscow's task force a farewell.
The four-ship task force departed the Kola Peninsula on 17th of May. It sailed across the Atlantic, arriving off the coast of Florida before entering Havana harbor. The Russian ships were greeted by Cuba with a salute of cannon fire as they passed fishermen and well-wishers.
As I came for the reception, I also came for the farewell because it's a historical event and I think it will be unrepeatable for our generations and those of us who are living right now.
The Royal Canadian Navy, meanwhile, finds itself in the unusual position for both shadowing Russian warships as a threat in the Caribbean as well as sharing an anchorage with them at the port. For several days, the frigate HMCS was tasked with shadowing the Russian ships which conducted missile exercises during their Atlantic crossing using the new Zircon hypersonic missiles.
The Canadian frigate was a part of the three-ship group that tracked the Russian vessels along with the US destroyer USS Truxtun and the US Coast Guard cutter USCGS Stone. Canada also flew out a CP-140 surveillance plane out of Florida in addition to the US naval surveillance aircraft. The Canadian Defence Minister Bill Blair now says that he was acting on advice of military when he approved a plan to send a Canadian ship to Cuba. He added that the Royal Canadian Navy and Canadian Joint Operations Command advised to send a ship. The Canadian Liberal government meanwhile said that the visit was meant to send a message of deterrence to Moscow.